Hi, welcome back to so here's the issue with with me and Emma. I've forgotten how we start anything now.
Me too. I don't know.
Uh, I don't know what's going on. But we really want to like record like weekly. That
Yeah.
would be dope. We both really want that. Emma's just been crazy
Oh my
busy.
gosh.
Crazy busy. Emma made the horrible decision that I did not make. um to like take classes over the summer,
But
like
it's
a
like the
responsible.
condensed classes, so it's like a class in half the time. So it's.
Yeah, no, not okay. Not okay.
But I'm almost done.
My school does it right where there are only 3 semesters in a year. You have and so the summer ones are like a full semester. They're not condensed. You can take condensed ones, but you do not have to. But your school is stupid.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, you do not seem to be having a fun time.
Mm,
But it's just it but you're mainly just taking calculus.
that's yeah. Yeah.
That's like the
That's
hard one.
the only like hard one that I'm taking. The rest are just for
Yeah.
fun classes.
Yeah.
But it's like a
Dude,
prereq that I need to get done to take all the next level classes.
weightlifting kind of slays though. I That would be a fun class to take, I feel like.
What was?
Weightlifting.
Yeah, that one is
Like
super
that kind
fun.
that you just kind of yeah, I'd be down with that. Do you get a credit for that?
Yeah.
College is so funny sometimes. Remember in high school they were like, this is not gonna fly in college.
And then I'm
And
getting
then
credit to go
to go
I've
lift
gotten a
weights.
basketball credit. I'm getting a weightlifting credit.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. I don't know. We sent out something a while ago that was like, what do you guys want to see more of on Here's the Issue? And it was all just like you and Emma talking, which is hilarious because I don't even know what we're talking
I
about.
don't
But
know.
anyway, let's come to the table. Let's go through, I think the ones that I sent through in this batch, um, the best ones, I think the ones we want to do today are something you thought everyone did. And these aren't even really issues,
These
which
are
is
just funny.
they're just I feel like we just kind of need this today, both of us. I feel like you need something low key. I feel like I haven't done anything. My summer has been sitting around. So here's our first issue that maybe isn't even an issue. Just says, so here's the issue. I thought that when everyone got Amber Alerts, they would just sit out. When everybody got Amber Alerts on their phones, they would just sit outside, look out the windows, or drive around until the kid was found.
Oh,
So when I was poor, I would just sit and look out the windows for like 2 hours whenever we got Amber Alerts.
that's so nice.
So sweet. Isn't that the cutest thing
Yeah.
you've ever heard? They're like, well, we all gotta stop whatever we're doing and looking. That's how it should be,
Find this
frankly.
kid.
Yeah, that's how it should. That's how it should be. I feel like this is the one person who's doing
Yeah, they're doing
it
it
right.
right.
We're doing it right. We're all doing it wrong. I just think that's great. Yeah, again, that's not an issue. That is you should keep on doing that. I thought everyone would plan out conversations in their head beforehand and get really anxious when the other person goes off script.
I do that.
I think a lot of people do that. I would do that, but I wouldn't get anxious when the other person goes off script. Like, they have free will. I'm aware of that. But you would get stressed if people don't go along with it. Like, I would have to plan out every possible thing that they would say.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But so I guess that was my defense mechanism so that there would never be an
There was
off
always
script.
a script.
It was always a script. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people do that, but it is kind of funny and irrational that they do that. This is one that I don't think I have ever heard of anyone doing. They said, so here's the issue. I thought that everyone religiously counted the swipes of deodorant they put on each armpit. I get so stressed if it's not the same. Found out last month that not everyone does this.
I do that,
I've
but I know
never
my
heard of
brain is weird in that way, where I do a lot of things like that.
it. Where you gotta just be like, yo,
Yeah,
it's gotta be this way.
like everything has to
I've
be even.
never,
It's like if I
well,
scuff one foot on the sidewalk, I have to scuff the other one.
but that might be OCD. Are you
No,
good?
don't say that.
You're like, no, 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 no. Okay, we can talk about that later. Oh my gosh. No, no, I can understand that. But no, I've never heard of anybody doing that with deodorant. But like, I don't know, that's not hurting anyone. I feel like you're good. I feel like that's fine. You know?
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
fine,
It's
but
like
I also do
I
it.
think
I don't think it's fine, but I also do it. That's what I meant.
I mean like it's probably fine. I'm not a psychologist. This one. Kind of odd, but I wrote in cursive because I had to go to occupational therapy when I was younger because the muscles in my hands were so weak and I so weak I couldn't write, and I learned to write in cursive there, and now I can't write normally. It's so inconvenient because I'm a sophomore in high school in the US and no one writes in cursive anymore and no one can read my handwriting. That okay. I was also taught to write in cursive. I wrote in cursive when I was homeschooled, and then I went to public school and I wrote in cursive there because that's like how I wrote. And who was it? Literally, Doctora Lucas, our Spanish teacher, was like, "You can't do this," and
Doctora,
I was
what?
because I was writing in cursive in Spanish, and she's like, no, you got to stop that."
I
And I
can
was
I
like,
can read cursive. It takes a little extra brain power.
yeah, but it's like fine. But she was like, I don't, you got to stop this. And I was like, okay. And so then I had to write in script, and it has taken maybe until now. Like, I feel like maybe now is the first time that I feel comfortable and I feel like my handwriting in print is like normal. Because my handwriting in print always looked gross. It looked like a sixth grade boy's handwriting. Like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It just looked bad. And so, yeah,
My
it was kind of
handwriting
fun.
isn't cursive, but all of the letters are connected. But it's just like kind of like a little mess.
Pretty sure that's just cursive.
But
I'm trying to
it's
picture
not
your
like the
handwriting.
actual cursive stuff. It just looks like a scribble.
Trying to picture your handwriting. I feel like your handwriting is very small.
Yeah,
I know that.
I write very small
Because
because if it's really
like
small,
like
you can't tell it's that messy.
like very small. And so maybe they're just connected because you like there's no room. um yeah, I
It's a
don't know.
hybrid.
But yeah, I don't know why we stopped doing cursive. I don't like why was that a conscious
I
decision
thought that was
that
like
they were like
every like second grader has to learn cursive.
I think that might be it now, but no, it used to be like everybody wrote in cursive like all the time. Like and then when they were like we're going to stop teaching people cursive, that was like when my mom was homeschooling us and she's like I'm not going to do that because then in a couple of years they're just going to switch back to doing cursive anyway and it's going to be a pain. But they haven't switched back. Her hypothesis was not correct. So I don't know why. Yeah, I just love to know why that like stopped being a thing. Like if there was like a campaign against cursive. Like they were like this
I
is
don't know.
bad for our kids. Like I'm curious cuz like things like I do remember people being angry that they stopped teaching cursive cuz they're like how are they going to read the constitution? And it's like
Because I read the original Constitution all the
yes,
time.
every day I wake up and I'm like this is what if you don't live in
We
America
the
this is what
people.
happens. Yeah, you just pull it up. You sit up in bed. You
See,
get it
this
out
is why.
of your
No, the reason they stopped teaching it was because they just make everyone memorize it. So now you don't need it to read the Constitution.
yeah. But anyway, what used to happen was you'd wake up, you'd pull it out of your bedside table, you'd hold it up, and you'd read it like what 5 times, and then you're good. for the day.
Sometimes 6 for like an extra
Yeah,
bonus.
just like in case. Okay, no, this one is something that this person said I thought everyone did. I'm convinced everyone does this, and if you say no, Emma, then I'm gonna be upset. Listen to music and daydream about being a famous singer singing the song you're listening to. Please tell me.
I daydream, but like not that I'm a singer. I'm like in the song. Like I'm in a movie and this is the song that's
Mm,
playing.
yeah, see, I do that too. But you've never been like you are Taylor Swift at the Eras tour. Like you've never like Emma, you gotta answer.
I
Like
probably
you
like for sure have. It's not like my go-to.
dang. This is well, it's not like my go-to. But like some days you're like, cool, I am a lead singer in something and like this is okay, fine. Fine. Maybe not everybody does this. This is fine. Hey, but listen, to whoever sent this in, I do it too. I think a lot of people do it. I think people who don't do it are maybe a little bit weird.
I'm not a
That was me
performer
looking at him.
by trade.
Oh, this is another one. This is another one. I'm convinced you are. I know you're not alone because I know I do this. I know whoever sent this in is not alone. But like, I'm not sure if everyone does this. But making videos in your head, like you'd be filming with your eyes and you're on YouTube, like you're making vlogs about your day. Have you ever done
I
that?
do. I will like film stuff and I'm like, dang, I wish I had that actually.
Well, I'll be like going through my day and like, oh, like getting ready in the morning sometimes, and you're like, well, here's my vlog of my getting ready, and there's literally no reason to be doing it, but you're like, okay, so here's my get ready with me vlog. Hey guys, what's up?
You're in that YouTuber mindset.
Yes, I've done that. I did that a lot when I was younger, for sure. I think that was also just like a byproduct of being homeschooled, is you had to like entertain yourself.
Yeah.
I think it was like, cool, day in the life of a homeschooler vlog. I did a lot of things like that to do it. But no, I'm not sure everybody does that, but I'm sure a lot of people have
I'm
done
sure
that
like
before.
more and more people do that now. Like for
Oh,
sure kids now.
I'm sure most kids nowadays have done that. Have been like, hey guys, I'm making a YouTube video, but like they're not. So I feel like that's definitely a thing. Um oh, this is another one that I do. I do a lot of these things. Again, I think this was me being homeschooled. You had to entertain yourself. I could be in a room with nothing else and I would be wildly entertained for a very long time. Um, anyway, I always had this vivid internal monologue where I would go over my day by envisioning that I'm a guest on a talk show, explaining
Yeah.
my life to the host. I've done this my entire life and thought it was normal. So my friends informed me that that has never even crossed their mind. Your friends are the weird ones. Your friends
No,
are the
I
weird
love being like, man, I'm in this interview right now.
ones. Yes,
I do that.
talking about everything that has happened. Like, oh my gosh, like no, because if something dramatic happens, I feel like that's what you have to do to process it.
Okay, but I just also me and my friends have started doing this where we have like recap nights where we'll just be
Yes,
like we have one
this is
scheduled for
the same.
tonight.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Emma's friend group has like Friday night recap. No, this is the same friend group that my cousin's in
Yeah.
randomly. Anyway.
Right now it's
Uh
just me, him, and 2 of my roommates is our friend group. And my boyfriend, that's who hangs out.
oh my
Jared
gosh.
started recap nights.
Dang. My cousin has influence.
He's an influencer, you could say.
He could never be an influencer with that mustache. He's got to get rid of it. I can't. Like I've tried so hard to be supportive. I really haven't. But like I don't like it. Here's the I'm letting myself go on this many tangents because people said that they like to hear us just talk about our lives. Okay, that's the only reason. My cousin was like, should I he grew a mustache and like was like everybody in your friend group was like we hate it. But then Emma was the one person in the friend group who was like, yeah, I think you should go for it. And so he went for it because he had one person's support.
Let me
Emma's about it.
Can I take this from the start? So,
Sure, go for it.
like, winter break happens. I don't see him for like a month.
Mhm.
He comes back, he has a mustache, and we are all trying so hard to be nice. but I don't, but we are not. We have like a presentation night. And so we're all doing
Yes.
our presentation, and Jared is like, I need to go last. And we're like, okay. And so he does his, and it's his social experiment on having a mustache, and he's rating people's reactions. And it was like, it was so good. It was so funny. And then at the end, he gets to the last slide, and he yells like, he's like, okay, go. And then his roommate like brings up like the trash can, and he shaves it right there in our living room. And that was but then he's like a camp counselor this summer, and he was like, would the children respect me more if I had a mustache? And I was like, absolutely, do it.
And that's the reason he did it, because he posted like on Instagram with a poll and was like, should I bring back the mustache for
I
this
think I
camp?
was like,
And you were the only person. Everybody else was like, don't bring it back, dude. Including me. I was like, don't do it. And he was like, see, but Emma voted for me, so like I should do it.
I think it's funny.
I don't think it's funny. No, I think it's a little funny. So here's the issue. I thought that everyone knew the song to pass the butter around the table that goes, if you want the butter, say please pass the butter. Until one day I was at work referencing the butter song, and everyone looked at me clueless, and then proceeded to look at me even more clueless once I sang the tune for them. Turns out my family made up way more songs than I realized.
Oh man, I feel like I need that song.
No, I feel like can you they didn't share like an Instagram or something. Can this person like send me the butter song? Can we sing it? Can I produce it? Can I
be our intro?
Yeah, can that be our intro? Oh my gosh. That's just so good. I love like when people realize that things that their family did are things that are not universal. I think it's so funny. I love it.
I tried to text Swanky and be like, what was something that I do? And Swanky was like, I have no clue, man. Like, I know there's weird stuff we do, but I can't think of any.
I don't know. Yeah, same here, where I'm like, I don't think there was like anything like that, or there's like a song that we just like had. Like, I don't think that's a thing. I think definitely like there was, I think back to like how like our house was kind of like, I wouldn't say decorated, but like how our house was when I was a kid. And I'm like, because we're homeschooled. We're bringing up a lot of homeschooled things today. But we would like have huge maps all on the walls, and like just like educational stuff everywhere, which like isn't that weird if you're homeschooled, but like I kind of figured obviously that that's just how everybody's houses were, and it was not.
I learned most of my like world geography as a kid from playing Risk, and it kind of threw me off when that wasn't accurate.
Oh, Emma. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever played Risk. It's kind of iconic. Someone said, here's the issue, I thought it was normal to almost pass out after standing up too quickly. Congratulations, you have POTS and or something like that. That sucks, bro. Sorry. Okay. So here's the issue. For years, my go-to meal when I didn't know what to eat has been spaghetti with ketchup and shredded cheese.
Ketchup.
Which I thought was completely normal until I saw a Twitter post by someone being surprised by people eating pasta with ketchup. Is this not a normal thing? I mean, maybe I can understand why Italians are upset about this, but the rest of the world, I'm so confused. And it had about 200 replies agreeing that it was weird. Please, is pasta with ketchup weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
I
so sorry.
I don't like how I imagine the texture of that to be.
I think the texture's fine, but the taste, like, that's a lot of ketchup.
Yeah.
Like, if you
I'm
have,
the
like...
Italians on this one.
Yeah. No, like, if you're having as much ketchup as, like...
As pasta sauce, I would use a lot of, like...
sauce, like, that's too much. That's too much. Like,
ketchup,
I understand...
I feel like would be, like, too sweet.
Yeah, it's, like, too sweet, and it kind of has that, like...
ketchup taste. The sauce
Yeah.
taste. The
Yeah,
not
it's
real
not just
food taste.
it's not even really tomatoey. Like ketchup obviously is like kind of tomatoey, but it's not tomatoey enough to go with
No.
pasta. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I hate to tell you. That's kind of weird. You should probably stop doing that. Um I mean, do what you want, but like
But you could just use pasta sauce.
you should probably just use pasta sauce. Um Someone said I thought that everyone had their mom put them to bed until they were literally like 16, which is kind of really sweet. That's another one. I'm like, that's kind of sweet. That's yeah. I don't know.
I feel like my family like always ends up just like in my parents' room at night. Like it'll be time to go to
Yeah.
bed and we're all just chilling in there and my parents are like,
Mhm.
okay, go to bed.
That definitely happened for a long time. Like you just gotta gather there, you know? It's like the mandatory, like everybody just sit around for a while.
Yeah.
and then,
We
and
watch
then
like
you're
dumb
good.
videos.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Right now it's me and my mom. Me and my mom have been watching The Good Place every night this week. And we're almost like done. Like it's not like in episode and then we go like we've been
Yeah.
like binging several hours of The Good Place every single night. And then we're just like, okay, gotta go to bed, and then that's it. Like, as soon as she's done with work, we sit down and we watch The Good Place and we eat dinner until it's time to go to bed.
I miss that. I'm so excited to be home just to do like this stuff like that.
It's been good. It's been really good. But then it's like, I don't know. Me and my girlfriend have not been able to like talk on the phone. She's like
You're
a camp
watching The
counselor.
Good Place.
She will no.
Oh.
Place and not talking to my girlfriend. I wouldn't be able to anyway. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like she's a camp counselor and so she like can't have her phone and so I like text her like what happened during my day. And it always ends with and then we have how much The Good Place.
Yes.
And I've been like, this is a lot of us watching The Good Place. Great show. Iconic show, TBH. But whatever. This person said, so here's the issue. I honestly thought with my whole heart everyone knew that in cars you can aim the horn. I believed this for years and only found out literally yesterday when I mentioned it to my boyfriend and he went on a rant how I can be that dumb. I'm literally a mechanic apprentice. So please someone say that they have had this thought though. My reasoning is when you honk at people and you press the steering wheel, I thought that the middle of it was like in front and you can go to the side of it and and so I thought that it was sorry, I thought that it was a whole circle of aiming. Do not ask me how I thought this or how I came up with it. I'm pretty sure my cousin said it at some point, and here I am, literally 17, and didn't know how a car horn works. Yeah, yeah. I can't say I cannot say that I've ever had that. I feel like maybe I was like, man, this boyfriend sounds the worst. And then you were like, I'm literally a mechanic apprentice. And I was like, oh, maybe you should know that.
The fact that that's a mechanic makes it so much better.
Yeah, I was going to be like, get a new boyfriend. And then I was like,
get a new job.
No.
No.
I don't know, man.
That's
I'm
amazing.
sorry.
I think you should start telling people that. Like, your horn aim is, like, kind of off, but we can get that fixed for you.
Yeah, you're, like, learning how to drive. Oh, if I, like, am teaching somebody how to drive, I'm gonna be like, now
Okay,
make sure,
now
like,
aim
you
your
aim the
horn.
horn. Oh my gosh, no. I cannot say that I have ever thought that. But I can see, like, how. Like, there's different, like, it's a big place to hit your horn. So, like, it would stand to reason that, like, maybe if you hit this end, it, like, goes over there. But, like, girly pop, you're a mechanic. Like, I don't know about that.
I love that.
I'm just kidding. I would love to have you as my mechanic. Because every time I go to the mechanic, I feel really, really dumb. It's really bad.
Me too.
They're like, what oil does your car use? And you're like, I should know this.
Vegetable.
I should. You're like, I should know what oil I put in my car. And I'm pretty sure every time I go in, I say a different kind. Because they're like, do you use synthetic, combination, or standard oil? And I just kind of say whatever comes into my
I
mind.
just go in there like, is this kind of oil still working for you? Because I just always go to the same place, and I'm like, yep.
See, that's fair, but like, they ask me what type, and I'm like, whatever you feel is right now. Whatever you want to do, that's what you should be doing.
I really should know more about cars.
And that's the thing, like, I know how to, like, change my oil. Like, I know how to do things like that, but I don't know what kind I put. I know I use the one that it says in the manual, and then whatever ones my dad hands to me. Those are the ones that I use. Anyway, that's really bad. Anyway, somebody else is gonna roast me in the comments for that, but whatever. Here's the issue. When I was younger, I used to see things like monsters everywhere. Like if I stepped in a crack while walking down the street, they would eat me. And one time I stepped on a crack and I could feel them coming and I felt like I was getting dragged. And I saw them when I was sleeping at school, basically everywhere. It's been years and I don't really see them anymore, but I don't know what that was. So I'm a little concerned for this person.
That sounds a little bit like OCD there.
That sounds a little bit like, I don't know, either an extremely... Okay, they said when they were younger. I'm not going to be like, you have psychosis, because I don't believe that. I think you were just a crazy, overly anxious kid with a big imagination.
Yeah.
Because, like, I would do that. I wouldn't see them. I wouldn't see monsters. But, like, I'd be like, cool. I was convinced that there was somebody living in our attic, and the door to my attic was, like, in my closet. So I, like, had to double check. I still have nightmares about double checking that door.
I like, had stuff like that, so I made up a monster that lived in there, but I was friends with the monster, so I was safe.
You were chill?
Yeah. His name is Daryl.
Oh my gosh. That's actually so... You hacked that. That's a great life hack. What the heck? I never got over that. Maybe that's what I need
like,
to do.
You'll hear a noise and then I'm like, oh, it's just Daryl.
No, I was convinced that there was somebody, like, a homeless man living in my attic. I wasn't scared of him, as in, like, I thought he was gonna do anything. Like, I was like, he's chill, but, like, I'm nervous about it. You know, he's always there. Yeah, no. I, like, mentioned that to my mom, and she was like, why did you never say anything to me? And I was like, I don't know. Yeah, no, I just thought that was, like, that was just kind of a thing that was happening. Because what would happen was that door to the attic would sometimes be open, and, like, now I can say it was just, like, a draft, and, like, the door couldn't close all the way. Like, that's all it was. But, like, to a kid, you're like, the door's open, somebody was up there, and I guess somebody's living up there. But yeah, again, I don't think that's really an issue. Doesn't sound like it's an issue for you now. Maybe discuss that in therapy if you ever go, but, like, you're probably fine. I don't know. You're probably good, right?
That sounds intense.
Yeah, that's kind of, like, intense. Like, if you thought you could, like, feel them. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Because when I was a kid, I'd be like, oh no, this bad thing will happen. But it was never like, I see it or, like, feel it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems scary.
Yeah,
I don't envy really that.
Scary. Again, I don't think, this is something you thought everyone did. I don't think a lot of people do that or did that to that extent. I hope you're good.
Yeah.
Anyway. This person said, I just thought everyone was faking having a crush, honestly. Turns out not everyone is asexual. And that, you know what, I can't say I relate to that, but, like, I know people who do. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna cut this out, but you are definitely not alone thinking that. Okay, you're absolutely not alone. Anyway, also when I was little, this is the same person, also when I was little, I played solitaire and used to give characters to the cards, and when it was time to get rid of numbers, I acted like I was one of those people who would speak in the supermarket speakers saying like calling all queens to aisle 12.
I
We
love
have
that.
revolting children the playing with the Play-Doh or
Play-Doh.
something like that. I think that it started. I think that's when I started making fan fictions in my head, and here I am after 3 seasons of the Marauders. Elizabeth's version telling you this. So you would like. So when you're getting rid of them, you're like all queens to aisle 12. What the heck? That's so funny. That's so good. Frankly, that's another one I'm like, I'm not sure if anybody else does that, but we should all be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like absolutely. That's just great. Anyway. Okay, a lot of these, yeah, are just like anxious thoughts that I'm like, I definitely relate to these, but also I hope that not everybody relates. Anyway, so here's the issue. I had a really big phobia of getting stabbed in the back as a child. I still do, but a lot less. Yes, I also had this. Did you not have this?
No.
Okay, so every night before falling asleep, I would pretend that a serial killer was breaking into my house. Keep in mind, I was the first bedroom when
Daryl.
you get Daryl.
He's got me,
When you walk
man.
into the house and practice holding my breath the longest, not making any sound when sleeping, pretending to be dead, etc. I did all of these things. And the thing is, that would scare me even more, and sometimes I would fall asleep crying somehow. I ended up talking about it with a friend and realized no, this was not normal, and that all the other kids were definitely not doing this. It's much better now, but I'm still very much paranoid of being followed all the time, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read all their stuff.
I remember being like,
Whenever I go out with my friends and families, they always make fun of me when I do these sorts of things. Kate definitely did the exact same thing. This is one of the things, I'm not trying to diagnose anybody here, because I do think that some kids just do this and then they grow out of it and it's fine. This is one thing that like I know it had mostly stopped, but then I got on anxiety medication and I was like, oh, like that's all completely gone now. What the heck? I was like, maybe that was a problem.
I remember when I was a kid, like stuff like that. I was always in bunk beds just because like I always ended up
Yeah.
sharing a room with like either like one or two of my siblings.
Yeah.
But like I just remember being like, well, they wouldn't want to climb up all the way to the top bunk, so I'm probably safe. Like I would
That
have those
is
and I would
so
talk
valid.
myself out of it with like not sound logic.
I see. No, I would never talk myself out of it. I would just work myself up more. I'm amazed that you could just talk yourself out of it. That's ridiculously mature for a child.
But like
I'm so
it was
proud of
like dumb
you.
stuff like that, which like does not make sense. But I'd be like, yeah,
No,
okay, go to bed.
no, but I would definitely like do like the holding my breath thing and be like, "Okay, like how long could I last? How long would he think?" And which I'm like, how would that happen? That somebody would think that I'm already dead, and so then they just wouldn't kill me. Like that does not make any sense. But I'm like, well, he's not gonna kill somebody who's already dead. Like, come on, like what the heck? That'd be great. Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely wild, wild things. Anyway, those are most of the things that people thought that everybody did. I don't know how long we've been going. Oh, only like 40 minutes. That's not bad. Let's make it a little bit. Let's end this one here because I think these were great things. Again, did we give advice? No.
No.
Except when we talked to a therapist about things that you used to do as a child that were like low key extremely anxious things to be doing, but like also live your life. Do what you want.
Live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love.
Write in
Yeah,
cursive.
here's the thing that I wonder. Where did I get in my head? Like, why was I so scared of serial killers? I cannot remember learning about serial killers. I cannot. But I remember being scared of them. But you'd think if I was so scared of them, I would remember, like, oh yeah, the day I learned about serial killers. But, like,
I just
no.
remember like because I would like hear like people like tell scary stories like at lunch at school, like in elementary school. But you
I
weren't.
didn't
You
have
weren't.
any of that.
Yeah.
I didn't have any of that. So there were things, there was also something, oh yeah, like I remembered hearing about like, do you remember the Webkins killer?
No.
Do you remember that? Were you on Webkins ever?
No. I
Oh,
was a
okay.
Pop Tropica girly.
Mm. Okay, well, there was this rumor that went around for years that like there was a Webkins killer, and some one day you would log in to Webkins and all your Webkins would be dead. And and it was rumored that the killer was like the doctor penguin dude. Anyway, it was this whole thing. And I remember that. And then it hit me and I like saw a video being like, you guys remember this? Like that was crazy. And then I was like, yeah, I do remember that. And then I was like, where did I learn that? Where did I learn that? I did not have public internet access. My mom was very closely monitoring everything. I did not like see it. And also, what would I have even seen it on?
You
They
had
had banned it from
brothers.
being talked about like in Webkins. I don't think my brothers would have ever told me anything like that.
I don't know.
Like genuinely.
Hmm.
And also, where would they have heard it? They were much older than
Yeah.
me. They would not have been in elementary school when I was in elementary school. Legitimately, I have no idea where it came from, but it's like a common thing, like that people heard about it and were like ridiculously scared about their Webkins getting murdered, and so you'd have to go in and like check every day to like make sure that they were still good. Um, but no, I like remember this whole thing, and I was like, where could I have possibly have learned that? Like I don't know. I don't know. And I don't remember ever learning about it. I just remember being stressed about it. I don't know. I guess it could have been like one of my neighbors or something, but like I don't know. It was weird. It's weird. It's weird where you're like, how was I so afraid of these things, but I don't remember where I learned it. Like at all. All right. Well, we'll sign off on this one. We'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and we will see y'all later. Bye.